Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right. It's sort of like a jingle. I like that. And welcome to another episode. Now, this episode is called Critical Roles on a Syndication or Fund Management Team.
Yes.
Yes. And we're going to start with, I'll take the first one.
Okay.
And it's where everything starts, finding the deal.
Yes.
It all starts with the deal.
Which you used to be in charge of.
Yeah, which used.
Yeah, don't you like that?
Yes,
yeah,
I like,
used.
I like that word. But this is the acquisitions. This is it's very important. And as with regular real estate, or commercial real estate's no different. It's a numbers game. You're going to go through a lot of deals to find the one that works.
Yep. And the second role after the deal is found is somebody needs to evaluate the deal and do all the due diligence to see if it's really a deal. That role is the underwriter. And
actually, when we first got into commercial real estate, I said, oh, I want to do that because I love numbers and I love getting into the thick of things and I love doing it until I saw all that was entailed and I ran. I ran as fast as I could. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. They were showing me one thing and my head just went boom.
It is a tough job.
Yeah. And then there's the next one is the people that or company that risks the capital. And these are the sponsors. This is like as you had mentioned before we started filming, like earnest money. Putting up the earnest money on a property, on a deal. They're risking their capital in that deal.
Yes. All right. And then another role is the high net worth loan signers. So you have to have these relationships with the banks. You have to have enough money. You have to have the liquidity, the experience. There's a whole lot of things that you have to have in order for the bank to approve you. Many of you know this if you've bought a rental property, right? Or bought anything. You've had to go to a bank and get a loan in order to make it happen. You have to jump through all these hoops. Many times in a deal, there's numerous people who are signing on the loan together, especially the larger the deal, the more people who are being the signers on the deal. That is usually called a key principal or the loan guarantor.
Right. And this is something, so somebody's like, well, I can't buy a 200 unit. I've never bought one that big. The bank will never give me a loan. There you go.
Yes.
Right there. Next one is is just overall marketing, building investor relationships.
Yep.
In fact, it was investor relations. And marketing the deal, So once you have the deal, and this is just marketing it to other investors for multiple reasons, but it's all around marketing.
Yeah, and that's the investor relations role,
Yep.
right? Yeah. Okay. Then the next thing that you're going to want to do, or responsibility that's involved in syndications and fund management, is handling the rehab and property management. This is the operator. This is what we talk about very many times. One of the most important roles in this entire thing is the operator. And we're talking about operations in the terms of boots on the ground type operations. The people handling the property management, the people handling the actual rehab. If those guys don't have the grit to stick it through, then you're going to lose your butt.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
And you're going to get in trouble. And not always lose your butt because the rest of the sponsors can step in. And that's something that we've always done with our partnerships is, hey, if somebody's going to run, we're going to step in and fix it for us and our investors. So you always need an operations person, the boots on the ground part of the operations.
Yep. And then the next role is the person that develops, implements, and manages the business plan. And this person is known as the asset manager.
Yes, indeed. And some other roles that you're going to have in a company like this is you're going to have a visionary, the integrator, the operations manager that handles the office admin part of things. You're going to have the marketing team, the administrative team, the financials team, and the legal team. And that's not necessarily everything, but we kind of gave you a high-level overview of our org chart and how we're building it out. And we even have this laid out and who reports to who and whose name is in what box and what their responsibilities are. So this is really important when you're working with the team is defining those roles and responsibilities and knowing they've got team members in all of those positions.
Yeah, this is obviously very much more complex than regular real estate.
Yes, 100%.
It was me, the rehab team, and the title company. Well, we do like to keep these as short and sweet as possible. Make sure you're joining our investor club right down here, freedomcapitalinvestments.com. Head on over to our investor club. Again, this is a little bit different than our groups on social media, but don't forget about them as well. Make sure you're heading over to the groups, hang out with the team, ask some questions, comments, whatever it may be. And also make sure you're subscribing on YouTube and 5-star reviews and all those other things that I'm supposed to ask for every single time on all of these episodes. But we always like to end with
Invest smart.
live happy.
Bye, everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on this show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss, y'all.